So, you've decided to visit Morocco. Congratulations! You've chosen a country that promises adventure, mystery, and a complete and utter system failure for your smartphone. I arrived in Marrakech with Google Maps, offline maps, and a little blue dot that was supposed to guide me. But the Medina in Marrakech? It laughs at straight lines. The alleyways twist and turn like a maze designed by a madman. My blue dot spun in circles, basically saying, "You're on your own, pal." The first impression of Morocco is a full frontal assault on the senses, in the best, most bewildering way. One minute you're dodging a donkey, the next a scooter appears out of nowhere. The air is thick with spices, grilling meat, and something ancient and dusty. It's organized chaos, a beautiful, bewildering ballet of human activity. And you, the wide-eyed tourist, are just trying not to get run over or wander into someone's living room. Guidebooks say, embrace the chaos. Great advice if you're driftwood. For the rest of us, it's a challenge. My plan was to be a suave traveler. Instead, I looked like a lost child at a music festival. Every corner promised either a stunning courtyard or a dead end filled with cats. 50-50 odds. For Americans, this is a world away from Florida. No Disney World here, unless you count Jama El Fna at night as a fever dream theme park. You prepare for culture shock, but it's more like culture electrocution. The brochure shows a serene woman sipping tea. It doesn't show her haggling for 20 minutes, then getting lost on the way back to her riad. This is the real Morocco, and it was just getting started with me. After surviving Marrakech, I craved peace. The Sahara Desert called. Endless dunes, profound silence, a chance to connect with my inner self, or so I thought. The pictures promised majestic landscapes. I imagined myself, a solitary figure, gazing at the horizon as the sun set. I packed a journal, ready for deep thoughts. Spoiler, all I wrote was, "My backside hurts." The journey to the desert is an adventure. The city fades, mountains rise, and finally the dunes appear. You meet your guides, Berber men with desert wisdom and a sense of humor about tourists. Then you meet your ride, a camel. Mine? I called him Dave. Dave had a sarcastic look as if to say, another one. Camels are not graceful. They're grumpy, gassy, and riding one feels like sitting on a washing machine during its spin cycle. Getting on is a 3-stage lurching process. Dignity is not included. As our caravan set off, the scale of the desert hit me. Sand in every direction, silence broken only by camel feet and Dave's groans. Despite the discomfort, I felt a flicker of magic. This place humbles travelers. Here I was, a clueless tourist on a grumpy camel, becoming a tiny part of its long, sandy story. The Sahara is vast, ancient, and indifferent to your expectations. It's not about finding yourself. It's about surviving the ride. And Dave? He's just here for the snacks. The desert doesn't care about your plans, it just is, and that's the beauty of it. The romantic notion of a camel ride lasts about 7 minutes. Then you realize a camel's back is not designed for comfort. The Berber saddle is basically a carpeted hump with a handle, a suggestion, not a seat. Every step introduces you to new muscles, all screaming in protest. The gentle sway is more like a slow-motion car crash. Sand gets everywhere. Hair, ears, pockets, places you won't discover until your next shower. Sunglasses? Useless. The desert wants to become part of you. Dave, my camel, was the leader. He'd stop for no reason, causing a camel traffic jam, then detour for a snack, dragging me through a thorny bush. Dismounting is a trust fall with a creature that doesn't trust you. I slid off with all the grace of a sack of potatoes. I now walked like a cowboy after 3 months on the range. Painful, not cool. The Sahara is beautiful, but those who cross it on camelback, superheroes. I'll never complain about a car seat again. After the camel ordeal, we reached our desert camp Berber tents nestled between dunes. As the sun set, the desert transformed. Harsh light softened, sand turned pink and purple, and a cool breeze replaced the heat. The discomfort faded, replaced by awe. This was the magic. Dinner was tagine under the stars, our hosts sharing stories and laughter around the fire. Drums echoed across the dunes, ancient and hypnotic. For a moment, you forget you're a tourist. You're just a person, sharing a fire in a moment. Then they told us to look up. The Sahara night sky is unreal, stars so bright they feel close enough to touch. The Milky Way, a shimmering river overhead. It's humbling. Your problems shrink under 1 billion stars. Of course, reality returns. The desert gets cold and sand is everywhere in your sleeping bag, on your pillow, in your teeth. It's not perfect or luxurious, but it's real. You fall asleep to silence under a blanket of stars with a fine layer of grit. It's an experience no hotel can match. The desert strips away the unnecessary, leaving only what matters. You, the stars, and the endless sand. It's imperfect, unforgettable, and absolutely worth it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Returning from the serene Sahara to the souks of Marrakech is like jumping from a library into a rock concert. The souks are a chaotic maze, each alley dedicated to a different craft. Leather, lanterns, spices. Your planned route? Gone. Your sense of direction? Abandoned. The sights are overwhelming. Rows of leather bags, mountains of spices, sunlight streaming through the roof, snake charmers in the square. The smells are unforgettable. A blend of mint, leather, spices, and yes, donkeys. One moment, orange blossom. The next, raw hides. Navigating is a fool's errand. Every turn looks the same, yet different. You walk with purpose, only to end up where you started, facing the other way. The souk seems to rearrange itself just to mess with you. Locals glide through with ease, tourists wander dazed and confused. Eventually, you give up on finding your way and let the souk lead you. That's when the real adventure begins. And you realize getting lost is half the fun. Bargaining in the souks isn't a transaction, it's theater. You, the tourist, are the amateur, the shopkeeper, a seasoned pro. It starts with a glance at a leather bag. Special price for you, my friend. The dance begins. My first haggling attempt? Disaster. I offered half, got a look of heartbreak, and paid almost full price out of guilt. The key is to walk away. That's when the real price appears. Unless they let you go, and you're left wanting what you didn't buy. I tried this with a rug seller. He didn't follow. I circled the block, then caved and paid up. My most memorable deal? I admired a dagger, and suddenly I was surrounded by bundled special offers. A lamp, a scarf, and somehow a goat. In the confusion, I nearly agreed to buy the lot, goat included. I escaped with just the lamp and scarf, but for a moment, I genuinely wondered how to get a goat through airport security. The souk is a masterclass in improvisation and humility. You never get exactly what you planned, but you always get a story. Sometimes you even get a goat. The real souvenir is the experience, and maybe a lamp you don't need, or a scarf for your mother, or a story you'll tell for years. In Morocco, shopping is an adventure, and you never know what you'll end up with. Every guidebook promises Morocco's secrets. The first, mint tea. It's not just a drink, it's a ceremony, a symbol of hospitality and about 90% sugar. The proper way, accept it everywhere. Watch it poured from a height and brace for the sugar rush. Then the snake charmers of Jama Elfna. Mystical? Maybe, but the snakes are probably deaf, and if you take a photo, expect to pay. It's a well-oiled machine. Less magic, more business. Buying argan oil? You'll see the traditional process, feel good supporting locals, then spot the same bottle in a tourist shop for half the price. The story is part of the product, the real secret. There are no secrets. Everything's out in the open. A vibrant, chaotic performance. The haggling, the tea, the pushy salesman. It's all part of the fabric. The trick isn't to avoid the traps, but to embrace them with humor. Laugh when you get ripped off. Enjoy the tea. Take the blurry snake photo. Morocco isn't hidden in an alleyway, it's right in front of you, loud and unapologetic. The best moments are the ones you didn't plan. The real Morocco is the experience itself, and it's unforgettable. To find yourself, you must first get lost. In Morocco, it's not a choice, it's inevitable. On my third day in FEs, I ventured into the Medina without a guide. My phone died in 20 minutes. I was utterly lost. At first, it's terrifying. Every alley looks the same. Panic rises. You try to retrace your steps, but the labyrinth shifts around you. Ask for directions and a local points you confidently straight into deeper confusion. But after the panic, you start to notice things. A woodcarver's workshop, a hidden courtyard, the smell of baking bread. You stumble into the real city, away from tourist routes. Getting lost forces you to slow down, observe, and rely on the kindness of strangers. A young boy might lead you back for a coin, and for a moment, you're part of a small human connection. You don't find yourself in a grand epiphany, but in these unexpected moments. Or maybe you just find a great pastry shop. Either way, it's a win. In Morocco, getting lost is the best way to discover what matters. The journey is the destination, and the detours are the best part. What do you take away from Morocco? A suitcase full of sand, a lamp you don't need, and a new appreciation for modern plumbing. Your romantic notions are shattered by uncomfortable camels and aggressive salesmen. Your plans are obliterated by the chaos of the souks. The real lesson? Let go of control expectations and dignity, especially when getting off a camel. Morocco doesn't bend to your will. You bend to it. It's a masterclass in adaptability. Things don't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Morocco gives you perspective. The world is big, and your way isn't the only way. It's loud, messy, gloriously inefficient, and it works. In the end, Morocco is more than a destination. It's an experience that rewires your brain. You come home with better stories than if everything had gone perfectly, and you'll probably want to go back, just maybe not on a camel.